10 years ago, 10 years ago to the day, I stepped foot in the wrestling ring for the first time. It was for a little company in Greenwood, South Carolina called SCW Entertainment. Some guys in there that had a hand in training me: TJ Boss, Brandon Lawton, Sean Van, Josh Chilton, and Brian Cummings, Brian White. Back then I was an arrogant little prick. Didn't want to care anything about what anybody had to say. But you know, Brian, he saw something in me, I guess. He pulled me aside and he said, "You know what? We're gonna make something out of you." So he took me under his wing, and at the time Brian was refereeing himself. He had already been wrestling for a good while, you know. So what happens? He teaches me how to referee. I become a referee of the year for that company. Go on and turn my back against my brother, this and that, get back into wrestling. And along the way, Brian had my back. You know, things happen with that company. Closed up shop. Brian said, "Don't worry, kid. You got it. And I'm going to make sure we get you places. I can get you booked." Well, I say, "Okay, Brian." Weeks go by, months go by, 7 years go by. And in these 7 years, I see Brian going to places like APW, going out to places in North Carolina and Georgia, all these places. But not once did Brian pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Ace, got this spot out here. You want to come work?" You know, I was young. I was young in the business. I didn't know my way around nothing. So when the company we wrestled for went down, I thought it was all over, but I relied on you, Brian. But 7 years go by. It's 2020. I start wrestling for this little company, trying to make a little name for myself, and people telling me, "You're not going to do it. You're not going to be this. You're not going to be that. You're no good." And then something happens. Somebody sees Ace Harris and gives him a shot. And then I go and I let the world know who I am. I let everybody see who I am. Ace Harris is his own man. I'm a 2-time AWS House of Pain champion. I'm a former AWS Tag Team champion, 5-star heavyweight champion, CMW heavyweight champion. The list goes on and on. I've stepped in the ring with some great people. My best friend is the Supreme Overlord, the AWS, SCW Undisputed Heavyweight Champion, Eric Riker. I am the leader of the most dominant group in AWS history. But back to the story time. Several years go by, and then I get a text from Brian. "Hey, brother, how would you like to come wrestle a death match in North Carolina?" You know, we always talked about having that one-on-one, and I took offense to that because I was just getting back into the business. 7 years went by, Brian. You left me hanging for 7 years. And I had to learn everything. I had to build myself up. And then you want to come at me and say, "Let's wrestle a death match." So no, I didn't come wrestle your stupid death match. But now, you know, I got all these accolades to my name. Every time I post on Facebook, you're always liking or hearting on my statuses. And then you even go as far as saying, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. That's my first trainee that did something." Well, all you're trying to do is ride my coattails, Brian. Because now you're nothing but a washed up has-been. You tape yourself together before every match because you're falling apart. You don't have it in you anymore, Brian. That's why I challenged you in the first place. I didn't think you had the guts, but you proved me wrong. So that's why I called you out, Brian, because you don't respect me. And you take everything that I've done and you make it about you. I trained you. I'm so proud of you, this and that. But where were you for them 7 years, Brian? But that's okay, because August 27th at AWS, SCW, Super Slam, you step into my house where I made a name for myself. And it doesn't matter if them swamp donkeys cheer you or cheer me or whatever. Your hashtag is boo if you love it. No, they're gonna boo you because you're gonna suck. And I want you to bring your wife, and I want you to bring your son, and I want them to sit front row, because I'm gonna embarrass you in front of them. And what I'm gonna do to you is what would have happened if after 7 years you kept your promise. And you stuck by me like you said you was going to. Well, this would have happened a long time ago. Because I've realized my worth. And I've been proving people wrong. And August 27th, like it or not, it's going to be your final match. Because if you can't respect me, then we're going to beat some respect into you. And I'm going to embarrass you. So I hope you're ready, Brian. Because you did this. I'll see you the 27th.